Hey YouTube, it's Fletch. Welcome back to the Big Sky Tactical channel. Today we're out in Big Sky country at the range. It's a little overcast, a little chilly. It's about 40 degrees and excuse me, when I decided to come out to the range today it was nice and clear out, but as you can see, that's maybe by the background lighting, there's not very much, so kind of overcast and dreary day, but we're going to make the most of it. And our range is right next to a road, so unfortunately you're probably going to get some road noise as I'm recording out here, but I had several things I wanted to show you out here today. So again, welcome back to the Big Sky Tactical channel, and I'll get off camera. Thank you. Hey guys, it's Fletch. Welcome back to the Big Sky Tactical channel. Today we're going to be talking about family heirlooms. Weapons as heirlooms? Yes, absolutely. And I'm going to share a couple of my favorite weapons that I have in my collection that were handed down to me by my grandpa. And some of these, in my opinion, are very, very awesome because they're full of character. You know, they're not, you know, perfect rifles or pistols in any way, but they belong to my grandpa, who gave it to my dad, who gave it to me, and I will end up giving it to my children as well. So thanks for joining me today. Alright guys, here's a close-up of the U.S. Revolver Company 22 long rifle. That belonged to my grandfather. My grandfather gave it to my father, and my father just recently gave it to me. And someday, I of course look forward to giving it to one of my boys. And in my opinion, you know, this is a priceless family heirloom. Not because of what the you know, street value of the weapon is, obviously, but because this is part of my family's heritage, in my opinion. This, like I said, this belonged to my grandfather, and it's full of character. And you know, I would much rather have something like this that's full of character than, you know, that I could actually take out to the range and shoot and let my children experience it, than having a safe queen that, you know, never gets shot and, you know, just sits and collects dust. And but a couple of things that I think are extremely cool about this weapon. As you can see, a lot of the bluing on the weapon is coming off, and it's got a couple of different, if you look on the bottom here, it's got a partial serial number of some kind, but then also on the side here it's got where someone scribed in a looks to me to be another serial number on here. So I don't know if this perhaps at one point in time was some type of governmental issue of some kind. I know that my grandpa worked at one of the state penitentiaries in Kansas at one point in time. I don't know if this weapon, you know, was something that he bought from them while he worked there. But anyways, like I said, just a lot of character on it, and I love it. Also on the pistol grip here, you can see that it's custom made. It's wood underneath, and then it has what would be the equivalent of today of being JB Weld around it, and you can see where he shaped it going around the edges of the revolver. And yeah, just a great little gun. I love shooting it. It's a lot of fun, and my boys are really looking forward to getting to shoot it as well. And of course, this weapon has been safety checked. Definitely believe in safety. Teach that to my children. Alright guys, this is Fletch again, and this is another one of the favorite firearms that I have in my collection. This is a 22 long rifle that belonged to my father, and my grandfather gave it to him. And my father actually used this 22 long rifle growing up for hunting and feeding the family, squirrels, rabbits, things like that they hunted out on the farms that they lived on back in Kansas and Missouri. And great old weapon. It's still serviceable. I've shot it many times, and my boys have shot it many times. When we get more money, I need to take it in. When you it's a barrel fed, and something's wrong with the barrel feeding mechanism, but it fires fine as a single shot, and it's still very accurate, amazingly accurate for an older weapon. And I have no idea who the manufacturer of this weapon is. It's not marked or stamped on it anywhere. I even took it out of the stock and looked, and it's probably something that was bought at like a hardware store at some point in time, and doesn't have any markings on it, so you can tell who made it, or what factory or whatnot, or what name it was sold under. But yeah, as you can see there, the butt pad is cracked, and I'd like to get one to replace it as near as possible to keep it looking like it does now. I love the character of older weapons, so I don't do a lot to try to change the way that they look. I want them to look just like they did when my ancestors had the weapon, or however you want to say that, my family. But again, this goes to family heritage, heirlooms that you have in your family. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, gosh, that's really neat, Fletch, that you have that in your family, but you're lucky. I'm the first person in my family that's ever owned a firearm, and I just never grew up around it, and I would never have something like this. Well, the good part is I've got great news for you. You can be the first one in your family to do that, and go out and buy something, a used firearm, and train your children on it. Have your children take hunter safety. Teach them, guns are not something to be feared. Guns are tools that can be used for good or evil. A tool that can be used to provide food for your family. And firearms, in my opinion, is an amazing pastime with your children. My children love going to the range and shooting with Dad. And my children have been trained all along. Anytime they want to look at a gun, all they have to do is ask. I drop whatever I'm doing, I take them to the gun cabinet, and I let them look at the guns. And that takes away a lot of the mystique that there is with weapons. And get on my soapbox here a little bit. If you've got weapons in your house and you've hidden them, and you don't think that your children know where they are, or that they'll never find them, well, I'll just put it this way. I used to be a police officer, and I can tell you that unfortunately, I hope that you don't find that out to be not true from an unfortunate incident. If you have, someone's shooting a big pistol in the next range over. But if you have firearms in your home, you need to be training your children on them. And if you're trying to hide them from them, chances are they are going to find them. And there's just something about firearms that particularly little boys like, and they're going to be attracted to it. And when you're not around, they're going to be trying to sneak into it to look at them. So train your children on firearms. Teach them to respect them as tools. And to, like I said, it's a great family pastime as well. So your family heritage can start with you. You just have to be willing to do it. Hey guys, it's Fletch again. I was getting ready to shoot this family heirloom of ours, this U.S. Revolver Company 22 long rifle, and I came across this old box of Federal Lightning. Let's see, high velocity, and it's lot number 2B-1125. And in talking to my dad, the best estimation we can come up with is this stuff was probably made in the 70s. So if you have any idea of how long ammunition lasts, Well, let's find out. Let's actually try some of this, and we'll see what happens. And if you've never loaded one of these old pistols before, you pull out the center pin, and then your cylinder drops out the right side, and then you load it, put it back in. So let's go ahead and do it and see how it shoots. All right, so you can see, hopefully this is lining up in the camera. The rounds are in there. You load it back in on the right side, and then you slide the pin back in, and make sure that it's caught, and it is. So now this is a loaded hot weapon, so of course we've got it pointed in a safe direction. 1 second while I put my hearing and eye protection on. Well, that should tell you something about how long some of this old rimfire ammunition can last. The hammer's making a good strike on these, I'll show you. But some of them just flat didn't fire, and of course keeping the weapon in a safe direction. But you can see the hammer is making a good strike on the edges of these rimfires, and some of them didn't fire. So yeah, I don't know if it's just this Federal or this is pretty typical of rimfire ammunition. But yeah, it definitely doesn't work. And this ammunition has never been in a humid environment. Been in the Mountain West all of its life. So yeah, just something to consider. If you're counting on using a bunch of old rimfire ammunition, you might want to try it. Make sure the stuff actually works and it's going to be reliable for you. So that's the U.S. Revolver 22 long rifle. Thanks for watching, guys. Alright, if we can get this to focus, guys, there's one of the rounds that didn't go off. That definitely has a good, clean, hard strike on it. So yeah, that was news to me. I thought the ammunition would perform better than that, but there it is, you can see. Okay guys, we're back. We cleared the obstruction. The next round failed to feed, so well, I don't know what to think of that now. If you look here, here's both of them. I'm trying to look in the viewfinder at the same time that I'm showing you guys this. Both of these shells are from the same ammunition. The one on top was struck by the firing pin in the revolver, and the bottom was struck by the firing pin in the rifle. And it looks like it's deeper on the one that is on top that didn't fire. As you can see, there's the round right there, didn't fire.